All right, art students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another informative, educational, wonderful, sparkling video. So today we're going to do something from the imagination. Now, if you have been with me for a while, if you've been an old student, you know I always give you a picture to draw or show you a picture and you follow me by drawing along. But there comes a time when you have to be able to draw your own. Stop looking at everybody else's drawing and then draw your own, especially if you're going to do comics or if you're doing your own character. You should have your character should have a signature pose, not like Wolverine's pose or Batman pose. You should have your own signature pose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down each part and have you kind of draw along, but I don't want you to draw what I draw. You can, but I want you to kind of see what I'm doing and then add your own to it so that you can start drawing from the imagination. First, I'm going to show you the parts. And then once you learn the parts and how to do the parts, then it becomes very simple to do your own position. So I'm using a pencil today because I want you to see it. I've had a couple comments about it being too light, the red pencil, so yeah, anyway, so we're going to do this. So the first shape you think about is you're going to do the torso. First thing you're going to do is the torso. In your head, you have to say, okay, so how am I going to position that? You should see a position in your head first. If you cannot, draw the pieces and then kind of redraw the pieces again in the direction that you want your position to go in. Because when I first started, I would just draw it and then do something that looked cool. And for me, the arm and the leg is the hardest thing to do to make it look good, especially if you don't know exactly what position you want. So the first thing to do is your torso, which is just an oval. And for you who know, I always call this the beetle. The lines that I do is the beetle. So I'm doing this center line, the mountain tunnel. That's going to come up around about to the middle. A line across here for the bottom of your chest, top of the chest, and the collarbone right there. Where this hits and this hits, you're going to do a line. You can do straight down, or you can kind of get a little curve to it to give you that little curve right here to the bottom of the tunnel mountain, like that. And by doing that, if you remember these lines and whatever, no matter how you turn it and draw these guidelines, it'll always come out right. Always, 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 always come out right. So what I did right here is I took a little piece of Play-Doh and some Play-Doh. I told you I was going to use some Play-Doh. I was going to do a little bit more, but later on, and this is the basic shape of the torso you use, and this is the tunnel mountain. I haven't sculpted in a long time. And you have your center line. So you're going to have to know by sight, when you draw this, whatever position that you draw, you're going to have to kind of know, how this is going to look or how this is shaped in any direction so that you can draw what you want to draw. And one of the things that you have to remember is wherever this is turned, I'll give you an example. If I turn it this way, this has to be flat as well. Okay, because in the beginning, I used to have this not flat. One of these wasn't flat. I think this one would go this way, and that one would go that way, and it was a bend. And this cannot bend because this is just bone, basically. This is bone. What's below that can twist and bend with this, and what's below that cannot. It can just turn and tilt up and down. So put this down here. I love the smell of this stuff. It's got a salty, kind of oceany kind of smell. So anyway, as I say, let's do this again. Let's turn this oval, center line, mountain tunnel mountain, chest, collarbone, top of the chest. You want to leave a little room here, depending on the tilt. And then again, like you had it right here, where this comes off where this circle comes up and connects here and there, you're going to put the dot and you're going to curve it around pretty much this same amount of curve right there. And that tells you where the chest curves up at. Chest curves up, delt is right here. Arm is connected to the delt. So that will go like this and around into that arm, bicep, tricep, like that. So again, and your delt is going to come close to the bottom of your chest. So with this, I'm not worried about the delts yet, but I'm just showing you. So this is where your chest curves at and goes up here and get a little bit of bone right there. And pretty much that's it. You know, any way you turn it, as long as you use these guidelines, then you will be able to have it. So if I tilt it kind of down, let's just say I put the neck like right here and I tilt it down. So I'm going to have my collarbone here, my chest here, and then the tunnel mountain right there. So if it's like this, let's just say I put a head. Let me get a pencil. I'm going to use this. If this is the hole for the head right there, going down, you see the chest that would cut across right about there, and then over like that is your chest. So if you're going down, you may see, depending on how much you tilt it, you may see this, because this is the bone right here. This is like, because if you look at it from the side, and I will get to the side eventually, it's going to be like, it's going to be shaped like this, and then this is going to go in and come back out. So you see how this is angled. So if your chest is like right here and comes out, you may see some of this bone right here, and this stomach gets sucked in. There's your delt right there, and there's your bone, collarbone right there. Depending on how massive your character is or how developed your character is, you have that. But you have that angle is what I'm saying. You have this, it goes back at an angle so the chest is going to stick out. So coming this way, depending on the turn, you may see some of this, you may not. But for this one, we have it. So there's my center line. Here's my chest, collarbone, and your delt is going to go here. So whenever you do your delt, keep it right there in the center. Make that circle and keep it in the center of that collarbone, because it goes way, 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 way in the back. But just for the sake of drawing, keep that right there in the center. And then you go here, and then you have that. I'll round his chest off a little bit. Like I said, depending on how massive or how developed that person is, tilt that up, because when you lean over, when you lean forward, that collarbone leans as well. That collarbone kind of turns into a V. So it's straight, and then as you lean it over, it kind of goes into a V shape, because it is, this whole thing is round. So it's going to go around. It's not changing. It's just the fact that your torso, or that the bone, the shape is round. So you put a straight across, you put a straight line across it. When you turn it, it's going to go around. So it's going to be more into that V shape. So the more you tilt forward, the more of a V shape it's going to be. And it will go back a little bit. Your collarbone will go back a little bit, depending on, you know, how much you want to put your arms back, but it won't go like straight back like that. That's just kind of impossible unless you're drawing the Impossible Man. I have no eraser on this pencil. This is why I put it up. Where is my big eraser? I don't know, so I will use the little eraser for the time being. I didn't need to erase, but I just wanted to erase. All right, so the major part is this shape here, this. So if I'm going to draw something, I'm going to first say, all right, I'm going to try to get that image in my head and say, okay, how am I going to draw this? I'm going to tilt him this way or tilt him this way. You know, what is he doing? Is he running? Is he jumping? Is he flying? Is he falling? Is he laying on the ground? Whatever. So that this shape and this direction of this shape is going to determine the whole rest of the body. So let me just kind of I'm going to keep this. I'm going to start out by saying I'm going to have my torso like go this way. So you always want to do that oval, because that's just the shape of it. It's that oval, you know. And then my center line, I'm going to tilt my center line like right here. Then I'm going to do my, and if you can't do this, if it's hard for you to do this, do a V or a triangle. And it's going to be in the center of that triangle, regardless of how much room you have over here and how little room you have over there. It'll be right. And then, like, it's just above that, you put your chest straight across, and then above that, you put your collarbone right there. So then, where this hits, this comes around and it hits, and where this comes around and hits that, You want to have this curve, the same amount of curve in the beginning. I mean, you can change it later, but you have that same amount of curve, and then you're in there. So we've got that. Okay, so you know your delts are going to go here. That's a given. That is a given. It's always going to go there. So right off the bat, he's leaning, and he's got that 3/4 view, and delts are going to go here. I don't know what I'm going to do with the arms, but for the time being, delts are going to be right here. Of course, you know your neck is here, and what I do is I do a V till I get to the top of that, and then I'll just bring the neck up from there. And it's another given, and it works every time. So from here, after this, we got this. We did the side view, the front view, you did the 3/4 view, same thing at the other side. If I wanted to, maybe if I didn't want the profile, my eraser. If I didn't want the profile, let me see if I can just use this as the pencil. This one's a little darker, but, and I wanted a little bit of more of a 3/4 view, a giant 3/4 view. So I have this. Let me clean this up, because without it being cleaned up, you won't understand. So here's my chest, right? So if I wanted a little more of that chest visible, I would just go over and just bring it out. Bring that out right there. And then instead of that line being, that center line being on the edge, you just bring that in as well. Or bring that down. You already have that, so I'm just going to bring that line right down there, and that way you have less of a profile and more of that. I think it's more than a 3/4 view. That's a 5/5 view or something, and then you have a little bit of this, and the way your back and your neck comes all up like that, and then the neck right here at this point where I showed you here, you're always going to have that. That's where your neck starts at. From there, that V. So from here, your neck is going to come up. If that's that 3/4 or profile, is going to come up. And then your head. And the way I draw a head is, profile head is just a square and an X, or the plus symbol. Yeah, you know, I need erasers. So if I'm doing this plus this, and then this is going to be, I'm doing it again. This leg keeps falling in. That's why I don't want to use it. And it's really thin, so I can't really bear down on it. Anyway, so this is going to be the side of the face. This is going to be the skull. So what I do is I just round this off. Bring this down past this line, just a little bit down past this line. Here's my jawline. Bring that up some. Because, you know, everybody has this little piece under the neck, and then my neck is right there. So if I ink that to make it a little better, this is what I have. In the square, I just bring this circle, bring that past that center line. Here's the jawbone. Here's my ear on that line. Here's this. My chin is going to come up, and then you have that little piece under the chin, and then here's your neck. And that's an easy way to draw a profile. And then you can have the eyes right there in the center. Here's my nose. Here's my mouth. Do a little more chin. Bring that up for the, whatever you call that, the brow. And then my eye. And then the rest of the nose, whatever that is under the eye. And then, you know, you work from there. But by using that little square shape, I know it was really small drawing, but it's simple. Somebody said, do it again, big square. Okay, plus symbol. This is the front of my face. This is going to be curved around and goes just directly below that. Curving it down. Here's my chin. Come down. And then go to that. Then here's my neck. My eye. My nose. My brow. You can take it off the line, or you can bring it into the line, whatever. This eye's back a little further. Anyway, too far. Here's my nose, my mouth, chin. And it's very simple, and because you use that guideline, it works out every time. It's perfect. It's right. It's right. And then of course there's your collarbone here, which goes to your delt. You get some shoulder, a little bit of shoulder. Delt back here, collarbone, and your chest goes there. So I know that's at the bottom of the screen. Simple way to draw a profile. Okay, let's get back to this. Pencil with no eraser. The tuna can. Tuna can is just an oval, a squished up oval bottom, just like you're gonna draw a can, or if you draw a cup like that. Everybody knows how to draw a cup or a glass. Just cut it like that. That's all. Just cut the top of it and erase the rest. I need to find that eraser. It's gonna drive me crazy. I don't know where it's at. Ryan, get a pencil with an eraser. That is something I don't know if I have. Let's see this. Yes, you do. You see this? The dust on this thing? You can't see that. Does it make a difference? Yes, it does. This is how my art supplies sit around my room. I've got so much stuff. I'm wiping the dust off. So this looks like it has, does it have pencil? It does have lead, and it does have a bit of a lead in it. Lead and a bit of an eraser in it, on it. Not much. All right, so tuna can. This is soft and squishy. This fits right down under here. This really does not. All right, fits right down under here. If it's straight in front of you, if the guy is straight in front of you, it's going to be flat, like that, just a rectangle. If there's a lean, then you're going to see some oval, some top, some inside. All right, that's simple shape, always there, and it connects. It connects right at the bottom of this. That's why you kind of flatten that off. Just think of a belt, right at the tip of this, where these come in, where these come down. That's where this is going to go. It depends on how tall the person is, determines how big you want this thing here. You know, there's no real way to show this because it's gonna, you know, it's just gonna stay this shape pretty much. You can't really change it too much. So, but the thing is, it's gonna go here, and if the person is leaning into it, it's going to squish. I said soft and squishy. So, if I'm going to, let's say, curve this guy around. So let's just say from here, this is when I'm going to figure out the motion of this character. Let's just say like this. He's like that, maybe a jumping or flying, turning position. So I'm gonna have my tuna can like this. This is a lighter pencil too. Can you see that? Be prepared next time, Brian. Like that. Now, because this is going around here, which one is going to squish? This one's going to squish. This one is open, yeah. So it's going to be more, it's going to have a kind of a triangle-ish, like that. That's an overkill, but yeah, like that. And yes, it's square, but it's going to round itself out as soon as we put the upside down house on it. So we have this, we have that. So the upside down house is just what it is. It's a house turned upside down. So think about your Fruit of the Loom underwear, however the underwear go. Yeah, I guess. So you can just round that off, that's all. And then, you know, your underwear, upside down house. So of course that's going to be in the center line. The center line is going to come here, and depending on where the top of that house is. So if I want to kind of like tilt him like that, then I'm going to do from there, wherever that roof goes, and it connects to these other two lines, like this one is longer, this one is shorter, because he's twisted. It's going to work out right. Trust me on that one. So I'll round that off, and you already got that position, you know, leaning position of doing what he wants. So this is straight. I'm going to bring this down a little bit because I'm going to give him, instead of just like this, I'm going to bring him down so you can see more of this head opening. And you just curve that curve it. You just make a V out of that thing. And then I'm gonna have to change this, and this is gonna be my neck, where my neck is, and my neck is gonna be right here. So we're gonna have to move that V to this point. So this was always the hard part for me. So right now, let's just do this. Let's curve this. Let's curve this chest, if you haven't curved it already. Remember, at this point, it curves back and it goes into the delt. Now, depending on where the delt is, you're going to pull the chest, or the chest is just going to be not stationary. I don't know what the word I'm trying to say, stationary. But for now, we have this, and we have this, and the upside down house. So that's your body right there. That's your whole body minus your limbs. And as I said, this is where it gets hard at, because if I'm just drawing to draw, I have no idea what kind of position I'm putting the person in. So I know I want one leg to curve down, so let's do that. So that's just going to be an oval. Remember, leave some room, because the leg actually comes up like this. It comes up into that hip like that, and that shapes the whole that gives the shape to the whole hip thing. So what I'm gonna do is just do this oval, right? And a lot of times it's good if you do a center line. At least you'll know where your leg is gonna go, your knee is gonna go. Twist it. Do your circle for your knee. I don't do that for the arms. And then I can keep bringing that leg down, and then do your cone before you try to add any detail to it. Do your basics like this. This is the basics. Before I even try to add muscle or turn anything around, I'll do it like that. So we have this, and then have my foot, which is going to be pointed down. So I'm just going to do kind of a kite. And that's something we always draw when we were young. We draw the house, and we draw that kite. Somebody's in the yard flying the kite. And, oh man, I haven't flown a kite ever. So I just, whatever it looks like. Yeah, so there you go. That's the foot. Chop it off right there. Like that. Kite foot. Foot kite. I'm kind of wishing Play-Doh was a good eraser. All right, so now let's do the other leg. Let us bend that leg. So I don't think I need this anymore. So let's just do this. Let's do this. This is going to be the thigh. Bad thing about Play-Doh is once it hits that air, it starts to get hard on you. So let's do this real quick. I hate to get junk in my Play-Doh or my sculpting clay or anything. So this is going to represent that thigh, okay? This is that thigh right here. So this is the other thigh. So if it's down, it's going to be like this. And if it comes up, you're going to have more of a shape like that. So you have to be able to imagine these shapes in your head. That's why in the beginning, I used to always say, draw your shapes, draw your shapes. I know it was boring, but you have to learn how to draw these shapes. So when you move them, you'll know what it looks like. So if I bring this up here, because I'm going to do a bent knee. Maybe not this high, but maybe down like this. So what that is just a cylinder starting out as another rectangle, same as your tuna can. So when you take this, let's flatten this out. Round it out and flatten it out. So when you take that, you have a cylinder almost. When you move it, you start to see the edges, sides, edges. You know, depends on how much you turn it, how much edge you would see, side you would see. So if I take this, and I was going to say, depending on how much you turn it up, determines how much you see here or here. It depends on which way you are drawing that leg. So let's just say, I'm going to do this oval here. If he's down, it's going to be like this. This is another oval. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up like about like that. So what you can do is just circle, which is just the front, and then whatever's left. So you're just drawing that shape right there. Get rid of this with an eraser that actually works. And so if I take another piece and I put it behind it, let's break it. Let's break this. Break the seal and let them come out. So this is that one piece right here. And then this one is going to be more of a, not cylinder, cone. So it's going to be more pointier this way than that way. And I did scope when I was younger. It was just really messy and expensive. And yeah, nobody taught me to sculpt. What I did was I looked at the body parts. I looked at the body, and I broke it down in shapes. I was like, okay, this is shaped like this. This is shaped like that. This is shaped like that. So that's basically what I did. So okay, we have this leg like this. So we have this cone here. So that's going to, let me hook this up. Let me hook this up. And I could show you one of my figures, but I don't want you to get, come on, I don't want you to get sidetracked by everything else. If I bend the leg, you start looking at the chest or something, or you might look at the hands or something. So I just wanted to break it down in just pieces, and I didn't want to take one of these guys apart because they were really expensive. So this, let's hook this up right here. We got a knee here, we got the calf here. Come on, Brian, you're not trying to make scope Superman. So you're gonna have this, so this is up, and you're gonna draw the other piece behind it. If I can see on this camera, because I got so much stuff on my laptop. I'm looking through my laptop, and it's kind of hard to see what you see. So basically, we're going to take this. I can put my knee right here, and then you're just going to draw this part here, which I would just do. Basically, I'm doing this, and I'm putting another one behind it. That's all it is, and your knee is right here. But depending on the angle, this is too light of a pencil. So I'm going to draw another one here, and then put this part behind it, going back, cone, making that into a cone, not having it like this. Depending on how much bending room you want your leg, I'll do a couple. We have that, then I can actually take this leg down, we'll do a cone, or I can bring this leg all the way up here, where it's pushing into this other leg like that. So you won't see much of it. All you will see is like a circle. So if I did that, I would just have this circle just like this. Maybe a little bit, depending on the angle. But as I say, I'm just kind of like making this up, making this little position up. I have no idea what we're going to do with the arms, what I'm going to do with the arms. So just this little circle and this piece of the cone right here. And then the foot is going to be back here. Remember the kite? Like that. And if you bring your legs back, this is going to be like right at the buttocks. So this would be a little further back, but I'm not, it could be twisted out a little bit. But just remember that this, if you squat down, you'll be squatting on your heels, on your heel. Yeah. So this is long enough to go back to the buttocks. No matter how much it's bent, it's going to go back to the buttocks. Not way back here, or not really short right here, depending on the angle. So okay, so we have that. We have this guy, he's twisted. We have one leg this way, one leg out. That was the easy way. So let's put a head on him for now. Let's put a head on him just above. So we have this point where it's V, and we're going to bring that up a little bit. And usually I will have my chin, it depends on the angle, so I'm not even going to say that. So I'll have my chin touch right there. Unless he's leaning, which this guy is leaning down. Okay, get one of these pencils out of the way. So let's do your head, and your head tells the story. Your head and your hands tell the story, the mood. So let's just put, and usually however I put this oval, I can kind of see right away what I want. So I don't want him looking this way. For me, it looks better if he's like looking back. Because as soon as I put that head on, I kind of know what's going to be a better angle for me. Okay, so we got the neck, we got the head. If you're drawing a head, if you're drawing a superhero, you want to put that neck straight down the side like that. You don't want a thin neck unless he's, you know, the average Joe or a little kid or a female. But female's not going to have the square head. So, you know, if I do like this, then, you know, the guy, he just, you know, he's not that muscular. So you want to go straight down. If you're having trouble drawing an oval, draw a rectangle. Same way we did the profile. The profile is more of a square-ish. No, not really square, more of a rectangle too. And then just do that. Almost like doing an upside down house, except flatten that roof off like that. And then round that off right there. And then just bring the neck right down the side of that. Unless you want somebody more muscular, you bring the neck out like that. So you have more of a muscular kind of character. All right, so, but I've got my neck. He's not really muscular. He's just, the neck is going to still be right there on the side. He's looking that way. So we've got the shoulder, collarbone, and then we're going to do the delt. Like I said, that's a given. Wherever that is, that should be the center of that delt. So I'm just going to put the delt here, and I'm going to put the delt right here. Center, going down the center of that ball. Going down the center. It's just easier to do it that way. So we have that, and how I'm going to put the arms, that's a good question. So I'll just throw some arms up there, Brian. Let's do some foreshortening on this one. So let's just say I'm going to put the hand right here. The hand right here. So I'm going to have to put the forearm. So that's going to be a cone too. And if you do foreshortening or blocking, one part is blocking, the other part, where can I get it? It's not going to work. I like to draw this piece first, and then whatever's left is the other part. So let's just say, where's that thumb? Thumb is going to be on the inside. Is it? Yeah, thumb's going to be on the inside. Just doing some fingers in there. Quick fingers. The fingers should come across. Anyway, we're not into the hands, Brian. We're just doing what we're doing. So let's draw this forearm first, which is that cone again. And then you have this, which is a given. It's always going to be there. So what's left is going to be the bicep, tricep. So you know it's going to connect down here and to that circle or that ball. Same thing. It's going to be here and then connect right there. And then you just erase the part that you don't need and you can't see through. Like that. So with this other arm, come on, bro, just throw an arm up there. You're killing time. Put one down. And that's an oval. And then I'm going to put my cone. Just do it. Just put it there. Like this. You see what I'm saying? You can kill a good pose by the hands and the arms not being in an action-y position. So let's do that. Let's do another foreshortening. I'll make that into a fist. So as I say, you have this. This is a given. You know, unless you want it out, however you want it. And at this point, you should start practicing. Once you had this down, I should have said that, start practicing where you want to put your arms and legs. I mean, you can follow along here and then maybe erase everything and then say, okay, well, I want this foot, this leg like this. And I want this one going back behind it like that. Like that, maybe like he jumped over something. So I say you can make a million positions from one different pose. Once you get those three shapes, are the most important. Don't let another YouTube channel tell you it's not. The head and the arms are for expression. Okay, the face and the arms are for expression. The hands are for expression. You know, if I just like this, but if I like that, you would say, oh, something's wrong with Brian. If all through the video my hand was like this, you would say, hey, something was wrong with him. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so I got this arm. Just I have this arm, we got this. Let's put this hand, make it a fist, which is just a square. And then I do a little square for the thumb right here. And then that one is facing you. Okay, that's facing you. If I tilt it a little bit, you'll see some of the back of it, back of the hand. So that's just this, like that. Same thing if you draw a box. Here's my box. Here's the back of my box. Boom, there it is. Put a thumb here on the side. Boom, cut this so some fingers right there. Put your knuckles right there. Boom, you got a hand. It's simple. No one shows you this. It's very simple. Anytime you do a hand, just think of a box or yeah, box, kind of a box. You can put the thumb here, however I want to put the thumb here, and then my fingers go here, 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 here. So, and then, you know, just kind of round that off. So, yeah. Did I do a video on hands yet? I don't know. I think I did. I can't remember. I have over 600 some videos. So if you guys are watching this and you're like, this guy's good, I want to learn more from him, go to my channel. 600 and some videos on drawing. All right. So now we have this and we have this. So we're going to have to put the rest of this part of the arm here, and that's just going to be, that's going to be your cone again. So if I kept going, it would be like this. But since it's got to fit here under the back, at the back of this hand, it's going to come here and then round off right there at that connection. It's a given. All right, so let's do this. Let's do my stuff again. Bad thing about this, see, sculpting clay, you can do this and it would stay. This stuff kind of like just keeps coming. The more you do it, the more it kind of flakes and chips. So, yeah. Anyway, this, and then we have the cone. Again, both are equal. Both are equal lengths. Just for those newbies, one is not longer than the other. They're both equal lengths because that's what they are. So I've got one arm down like this. So this other one is going to be on the side. So, but when you turn it up, you will only see, turn it up. You'll only see, so if I put the fist here, you would only see like this little piece. It's bad lighting. You'd only see a little bit of that. I mean, you know, if you want to get some Play-Doh, and you know, if you can't afford, man, if you can afford Play-Doh, you should be able to afford a little drawing figure. Maybe not this one, but some cheap. Go to what do you call those stores? Like a thrift store. Find your old G.I. Joe or something. Just as long as it's got, what's the word? 38 minutes and 11 seconds. What's the word? Articulate. If it's articulated enough, then you can be able to do that. Just look at each part, each piece. So, okay, so now I have that. I'm done with the drawing. I can dress this cat. One thing that I would do, I say I'll make him a little more muscular. So I'm going to give him some lats right there. Gives him some lats, make him look good. Coming up here at the waist to the point, that's where you're going to have starts with an S, this whatever, the little rib things right here. It's always going to come up from your waist and it's going to go right to that. It's kind of like curve right into there. So right now I'm just making him a little muscular and taking up some of the lines. Shape them up a little bit more, and then I'll have my drawing. So this is squished. This is kind of squished in right here. I will bring that out a little bit more. This is going to come down too. So this is going to go around. This is where you cut in. This is where you're going to have your love handles. I don't like that because that pencil's too light. It's like this, and it's going to go in right there, right there. And you can round this off if you choose. And I would bring that chest down a little bit more, give him just, you know, a little bit more chest, because it's just above this. And make the legs a little more thicker. And see, this is the point where, you know, you have your drawing down. Instead of concentrating on this drawing so much, I'm doing it. But if I were you, I would say, oh, I got it. I would go ahead and redo what I just did and change the shapes up a little bit more. Change the angle. You know about the oval shape. with the mountain, tunnel mountain. You know about that. You know, how would you angle it? Angle it back, angle it up, and then you know that this is a given. Let me draw a little drawing while I'm talking here. You know, let's just do it. You know, this is an oval, however you do it. You know, wherever your center line is, you know, this, your chest, this, your given is right here. So I can say it's going to go up. Here's my tuna can again. I'm curving him back. Keep that line. That line should, you know, that line should kind of go before the rest of the parts. Once you get this, that line should go. And then I'll do my house. He's going back. Then I'll say my leg. So my leg is going to curve back here. So this is one oval. Knee. And I'll bend this one here. I'll bend that back. I'll take this one out more for whatever reason. Oval. Knee. And I will just bring this straight. He's hopping. I don't know. He's you know. That's why I say you can kill a position. Arms and legs can kill a position if it's not actiony. It's my foot. My foot. So he's gonna be happy. He's like, I won the lottery. So we got the arm here. So what that will entail is these collarbones going up, up. The collarbones, as I say, it hooks up with the delt, and then the arm comes out from under that. I'll ink that because yeah, you kind of like lost. And then your chest is like that too. Your chest comes up from there and then down because you're actually pulling this is connected to the chest. This kind of like, you can say this is one piece. So when you pull it, you can't see that. I'm seeing a different angle. When you pull it, it pulls the chest. It pulls the chest. So if the chest, see what I can do. If I can do something real quick, I can't because it's not going to work. So let's just say, where's that little thing at? Where's that little thing at? Time killing. It might not work, but I'm kind of seeing it in my head. This is my chest right here. So this is my delt right here. And once that delt stretches, it actually pulls that chest with it. So that chest is going to go up. I know that's not really the best, but you can see, you know, if I bring it down, the chest is the same. If I pull it, it's going to pull that muscles from that chest because it is connected right here. So oval, if you want to, I don't usually do that. And then cone, and here's my hand. And then, of course, you have this left over. We have that V. And in your head, let's just say he's looking up. Praise the Lord, won the lottery. You know, got them dollars falling from the sky. Dollars. You know, this is why I like comics. This is why I love comics, because you can do anything. So, yeah. So these three shapes are the most important. Getting your arms and legs right to be able to have that right position, whether it be action or comedy or whatever, you got to get that right. So this is so much glare in this thing. So your delts are going to be like this. It's going to come around under, and it's going to be your chest here, and it's going to go right into your collarbone. Collarbone goes up into that delt. This is going to come down, and your chest is like that. Like that. And then your arms come up from under that and under here, and then connect, because you have your lats. You have this piece, remember I said, and then your lats start right behind this little, starts with an S, I can't think of it. Anyway, yeah. And then you have your waist, so arms, hands, however that hand is going to go. Is the thumb's going to be on the outside or inside? It's going to be on the inside. Thumb's going to be on the inside, I guess. Was that the outside? Inside. It's just weird looking. Anyway, I'm not focusing on hands. You have this. I'll put a little V in there when I do this, and then curve it around. That's just me. And then at this point, it goes in. Once you hit that curve here, it curves in. Once you get to the end of your rib cage, it goes in, and down. And remember, this is your love handle, aka obliques, and this goes all the way down to the crotch, because that's, you have, let's just say where this curves in, you can have that first muscle, which is the biggest one. Underneath that, you can have your second muscle. You can have 6, you can put another one here, but after that, it's just like one long muscle right there. And then you have a little bit of hip. There's my leg, my knee. Now I'm just drawing because I'm getting messy now. Remember I said this comes up like that, but we do worry about that later. And then of course you still have that shoulder left. You have that neck coming up here, and then that head, he's looking up, he's hollering. So that chin is going to come down a little bit just to accommodate that mouth that's hollering. He's like, yeah. And then that neck muscle. What a messed up head that is. So, yeah. Using your imagination, if you get those 3 shapes right, then you are ahead of the game. You are way ahead of the game. Those are the 3 most important shapes. This, and this. Learn the angles of this, and if you turn this to the side, it's going, you have your buttocks, and this is going to go in. So you could just do like this, like that. That's your profile for the side. For that, here's your leg, here's your torso, here is your waist. Arms go back. Remember what I did about the neck? Goes up, and there's your head. Your chest comes from under the arm here. Your abs go there, and then down into that. And then your serratus goes there, like that. If I ink this right before I close this video, it would be more like this. Because you remember your legs go like this. So this is your crotch down here, buttocks, your legs, your arm, and your hand. It's going to curve up, and then there's going to be your head. Bring it up halfway, your ear, nose, eye, and the whole 9 yards. Knee, a little point for the knee. Your legs are going to go back, calves, and then your feet are going to go off the page like an amateur. So there you go. And remember what I said, if you didn't want the profile, just add a little bit more the other side of that chest. Bring that over and down a little bit there. Bring that over, and then you can bring that second leg out like that. Knee, same thing. And then depending on where the arm is, you can put that other hand like right there. And then you can have more of a kind of a turn profile. So that's going to be it for this video. I'll probably get back into some more imagination stuff later. But it's kind of like a one shot. So you should know, after seeing this, you should know what to do. But maybe I'll get back into one later. And then so we'll get back. I'll do female. I got to get into more females more. You know, YouTube is really crazy about that, but as a teacher, I want you guys to learn how to draw females. So, yeah, we'll get into that, though. You know, that might be like a parental guidance kind of thing or something that I have to do. But, yeah, we'll get into it. So, that's going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys. Thanks for coming back. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Leave a comment and notification bell, because I never really asked for that. So, yeah. If I can teach you for free, you should be able to hit that one of those buttons to notify me and just say great video or thumbs up. That's the other one, thumbs up. All right, I'm out. No rambling. Later.